What's going on, you guys? Hopefully, you guys are having a great night, and hopefully, you've been able to tune in to WandaVision as it premiered yesterday on Friday on Disney Plus. What an exciting time to be a Marvel fan, and of course, overall, this is very exciting in general. Marvel is going to be releasing a whole slew of Marvel shows and, of course, movies like they do every year, because we've been a little over a year without Marvel content. And speaking of Marvel content, we got an interesting article that states that Spider-Man 3 Daredevil actor Charlie Cox wraps filming. Now, none of this can be exactly validated as this is not coming from Sony or Marvel Studios, but this is coming from different sources online like comicbook.com, and other various like Screen Rant and whatnot. So I kind of figured I'd bring this up. Again, take this all with a huge grain of salt because, again, this is not coming from Marvel Studios or Sony. But supposedly, sources say that Charlie Cox has been caught on the set of Spider-Man 3. And this really caught my attention. I thought I figured, let's talk about it. Now, I am a little late on this subject because I've been preoccupied with other things. But I really want to discuss this. And before I get into that, I want you guys to go ahead and click on subscribe. I noticed that about 77% of you who are not subscribed watch my videos. And of course, 22% of you who are subscribed watch my videos. So let's go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Show the channel some love. And be sure to like, comment, and of course, share this video. And lastly, join my Discord where you can get the latest and also communicate with me directly and with other fans and other people that are part of the Discord family. We got all the channels you need for you to engage in conversation. So go ahead and join there. Don't be afraid to say hi. Everybody's going to be welcoming you with open arms. Anyways, let's go ahead and get back to the article. So, Spider-Man 3 Daredevil actor Charlie Cox wraps up filming. Again, take this all with a grain of salt because we've had crazy amounts of rumors, and as you may know, Spider-Man 3 has had an abundance of crazy rumors that just are way too damn good to be true, and it's starting to sound like a very convoluted film. As rumors swirled around the Spider-Man 3 casting Daredevil actor Charlie Cox to reprise his role from the Netflix series, comicbook.com has learned that the actor was indeed on the set for the Marvel Studios movie. Cox is expected to be playing Matt Murdock in the film alongside Tom Holland's Peter Parker, though at this point it is unclear if it will be the same version of Daredevil that many fans know and love from the Defender series on Netflix, or if it's some sort of multiversal reboot. Considering the inclusion of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, it's possible that the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be making major changes to Cox's Daredevil in the future. Comicbook.com first revealed knowledge of Cox being on the Spider-Man 3 back in set on December on Friday's Phase Zero podcast episode, furthering a report originally made by Murphy's Multiverse in early December. Sony did not comment. When asked to address the many rumors surrounding Spider-Man 3 and how the multiverse will come into play, Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige would only tease the future based on a known movie title. The biggest clue is the title of the second Doctor Strange movie. That's the biggest clue of where the Multiverse of Madness is taking us and how we're exploring that, Feige said. It's surreal to me that we're talking about a Spider-Man 3. I worked on a movie called Spider-Man 3 many years ago, directed by Mr. Sam Raimi. So this, clearly, the shorthand of calling it Spider-Man 3, now it's fine. We called it Homecoming 3. In a separate interview, Feige said that all of the Netflix characters are on the board, meaning they are eligible to be used by Marvel Studios. If you guys know, the rights to the Daredevil character and the rest of the Netflix characters, like the Punisher, Jessica Jones, and whatnot, the rights to that, they've recently reverted back to Marvel back in November of 2020. So when those shows were canceled in 2018, Marvel Studios could not use those characters until another 2 years. And then finally, those 2 years are already passed, and now the rights are officially back at Marvel. And now Marvel and Kevin Feige can do whatever they want or whatever he wants with those characters and use them where he sees fit. Now, I wouldn't mind them using the Netflix characters and putting them in these films as a continuation of the stories. And also, I don't want to really see an origin story. I wouldn't mind just pitting them in the Marvel Studios canon as like existing characters rather, because we already got great enough origin stories from like their Marvel Netflix series. They were phenomenal. I really loved it, especially Daredevil. It's my favorite. Season 2, man, that was amazing. Anyways, continuing on with the article. Now, Marvel Studios has complete control of almost the entire catalog of characters from Marvel Comics, as the X-Men characters previously owned by Fox, in terms of the movies, came home when Marvel Studios' parent company Disney purchased Fox and its assets. Marvel Studios has been collaborating with Sony to bring Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while Sony still owns the Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home films. Those fans hoping to see Cox in the MCU, especially in a film with Tom Holland Spider-Man, seems to be having their wish granted, back in April of 2020. Comicbook.com's Adam Barnhart talked with Cox in preparation for Daredevil themed quarantine watch party. At that time, Cox denied any involvement with Spider-Man 3, while Netflix still had the rights to the character. I hadn't heard these rumors, but it's certainly not with my Daredevil. I'm not involved in it, Cox told us. If that's true, it's not with me. It's with another actor. This is actually kind of easy to brush off, but then this could be looked at as like a message in disguise. Just, Marvel Studios tends to have their actors keep really hush-hush and quiet. It was the same situation with Tatiana Maslany about a couple months ago before, where she denied that she was part of the Marvel Studios and she was casted as She-Hulk, only to be revealed like the following month that it's true, especially coming from Kevin Feige. He revealed himself that Tatiana Maslany will playing Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk, and don't be surprised if other types of characters may show up. And that right there, he could be hinting that Daredevil, aka Matt Murdock, could be showing up in She-Hulk as well. It's a possibility. Anybody can show up at this point. Characters just come and go. They disappear sometimes, and then they show up. The rights have since reverted back to Marvel Studios. Do you want to see the cast members from Marvel's Netflix shows to return to their roles? Share the thoughts in the comment section or send them to Brandon Davis on Instagram. So that's the rest. You can actually personally message the people that actually posted this article. I wanted to, share this with you guys because this is really awesome. It's very exciting. I think it's fair to say that Charlie Cox is Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and so goes for the rest of the cast that played their respective roles. Like John Bernthal is Frank Castle, the Punisher. Kristen Ritter, or I think that's her name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, is Jessica Jones and whatnot. And as for the rest of the characters, they did a phenomenal job playing their roles. I really, at this point, I would accept either one. A new introduction, perhaps a reboot, a soft reboot of the character, or the same characters from the Marvel Netflix series continuing on with their stories, progressing with the stories, making appearances in other shows and movies, and then at some point in the future, when Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios see fit, continue on with their stories or create an entirely new story. Honestly, I really wouldn't mind. Just bring back the same actors, and I think Marvel Studios is going to listen to their fans, because if it's one thing that they do really well is they listen to their fans pretty well. So far, they've made some great choices with their characters. They've made phenomenal movies, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for Marvel Studios. So you comment down below, guys, how and when or where would you like to see Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, make an appearance, and leave your thoughts down below. Until next time, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.